to welcome all and thank you for your interest in using Gannet and to just share your feedback, share your questions. And we are very happy to share how Gannet works, what are the details behind it, and to answer your questions as efficient as possible. So yeah, now we have received some questions well ahead, so we try to answer them. And our plan is to do first a kind of an intro. If you are not familiar with why we develop Gannet, what are the user profiles. Plus, we will show you a demo of how to use it for some questions, and also answer the already received questions, and also to welcome your questions. And yeah, please interrupt me if you need anything, if you want to ask anything. So yeah, you can ask anything in part of the presentation. So Valeria, can you share this? Can you give access to share the screen?
You should be able now.
So can everyone see? Gannet, I don't know if everyone had the time to go for the beta user tests. What we have done so far is to develop Gannet, which is an AI product for humanitarians by humanitarians, which is a tool by the data friendly space, and focusing for all the humanitarian stuff through the all humanitarian organizations from international to local. Our aim for the beta user period was to see whether we are really responding to your needs, and also to understand the challenges received from you, and also whether the quality, the performance is good. Yeah, if you go to what was the problem that we are solving, was the humanitarians struggle to efficiently retrieve, visualize and interpret real-time data from multiple trusted resources. Okay, let me see. Just 1 minute, I will change my messages. Sorry, now can you hear me well better? Okay, sorry for that. So just okay, let me see. I'm back. Oh, perfect. That's better. So the problem that we have is that humanitarians have a lot of information, and it's contextual information. And from all different entities and events. And so understanding the relations, methods, traditional methods are very important to extract the key information. And humanitarians need very fast and efficient information retrieval during emergency response as much as possible and as efficient as possible. So we need AI-powered tools to enhance decision making and increase explainability and trust. So for that, we developed Gannet, which is an AI tool that allows humanitarian staff to rapidly extract, analyze, and visualize up-to-date humanitarian information and engage in conversation with Gannet's AI personal assistant. Actually, our aim was that the current LLMs that we are using, like just Claude, ChatGPT, Perplexity. They are general language models, and they, like, now it's improving to have up to date, but they are lacking humanitarian knowledge base focused humanitarian focused knowledge base. Plus, they also they lack also like up to date maybe news reports and the data sources that you prefer. So like we try to develop this product to really just provide humanitarian stuff from international offices, country offices to field, without any need of data or AI literacy. So everyone can use to either produce their reports or to plan their just operations efficiently. So currently what we have is a knowledge hub, collaborative knowledge hub. So it's like what we did is to feed Gannet with data from diverse data sets into a unified and structured knowledge hub, amplifying collective intelligence and making ready the data for AI analysis. So what we use is humanitarian information systems like Relief Web, UN News, and the NGOs websites, plus news. And now we are extending it with validated social media accounts. And on the top of it, we also developed a personal AI assistant, which is actually a humanitarian version of ChatGPT, but which is very humanitarian focused and limit that with minimize hallucinations, where the humanitarian professionals can engage in dialogue, ask questions, and get up-to-date informations. And further, in our current roadmap, in the coming September, we will be developing also like dashboard and more like a kind of an automated reporting to provide organizations a dashboard and up to date information or reporting to show the known and needed answers of trends, or the questions about the needs, about the impact, about the familiar analysis questions. And furthermore, we will extend it based on use cases to receive alerts and on crisis and even predictive algorithms. But this is like more later in our roadmap. So the impact is actually, but as we said, to be able to analyze diverse sets of data and turn days of works into minutes, especially during the emergency response, without needing high resources of like taggers, of analysts going through hours and hours, days, or weeks of going through reports, news, and also to provide real-time insights across these thousands of data sources, even like hundreds of thousands. And by this way, we provide humanitarian agencies and local organizations, especially, insights to increase deeper and faster operations and agility in their decision-making systems. What are our like user use cases, actually users? For example, a country director in Sudan from an NGO, which wants to see the general context, the changes in the context, and based on that, to plan their operations. And like they can ask about crisis, like a timeline, the events normally, like the event trends and what is happening currently, or maybe today or last week, or security contacts in recent attacks, or an emergency coordinator as a local NGO in occupied Palestinian territory to learn current constraints, like what are the needs, what are the most vulnerable population, where are the um, uh, transportation constraints, and what are the fragilities in humanitarian sectors. And also, for example, we can like the as sector specialists, sector advisors, officers can also use Gannet to retrieve their sector-related risks, their sector-related context, and even just compare them to the sphere standards or humanitarian standards and to see the relations. So, uh, just like I don't know, before going into the questions that we received from you, like we would like to show you a demo of just how like Gannet works. So I don't know if you have any questions current so far. So okay, I will share I will share my screen. Okay. Um, so um, can you see the Gannet? Uh,
Yes.
okay, thank you. Okay, perfect. Thanks a lot. So yeah, when you open your Gannet and hopefully you received your beta user accounts, and if you haven't received it, also we are currently we have currently decided to really end the beta user period and open the Gannet access generally to everyone, so that you can register and then like you can use the free version with limited quota. Um, However, like we would need 1 or 2 weeks, so it's coming. And like when you open Gannet, you will see two things like threads, which takes you to the question and answer part, and data exploration part. Actually, data exploration part is your is the knowledge hub. It shows you some indications and the details of what is inside the knowledge hub. So you can see which sources at which date and which how many documents are there. So sorry, I think my internet is not working. Let me see. Okay, anyway, while it comes, so where you can see how many documents are there, and every day you will see that um, there will be more sources. Yes, now it works. There are, for example, currently 85,600 resources, so documents from 162 sources. And every day we are like we are getting um, like either 400, 600, or 100 sources. But as this was a minimum viable product, we just started from October 2023 to today. To today, yeah, every day is updated 3 times. Um, and then we will add, because this was a limited version, we added only the humanitarian information systems that we know. And as we receive use cases, we are adding local sources that are validated by our analysts and the organizations that we work. And sorry for this, I think there is some configuration problem in some parts in the looker, and you can see the details like here. So what just source, uh, which link is in the knowledge hub. So yeah, I think we can correct this soon. But yeah, this is the part that you can see the data case. I don't know if it's my internet, but yeah. But when we go into the like the just question retrieval information retrieval part, which is your like AI assistant, you see the um, uh, the homepage as this. So there are some questions, standard questions, Actually, this will be updated based on the new prices. Now it is more fixed, but we will make it more responding to trends. For example, show me the key events of Sudan crisis. So you can link on it, like you can click on it, and it automatically generates it. But what is efficient in our case is that we want to limit the search space with the filters that you choose. So you can choose your country here, and then like create a date interval of the publishing date. Please note that this is published date of the document. So like you need to see, okay, I want to look at only 1 week like of documents, or I just want to check today's documents. And you can look at the sources, which is now higher level clusters, but we will also make it lower subgroups. So you can maybe just say, okay, I'm only interested in media, or you say I don't trust media and I only look at relief web UNHs, INGOs. And if you want to see sphere standards, you can click on the sphere standards. And then you ask your question. Um, Actually, also like based on your question, one of the questions, we will explain how this works, why we did this filter. But then this is also for you to really limit the search space to make it faster and more efficient. So, for example, actually, one of the questions was on the Bangladesh that we received from. So I just asked Gannet, what is the situation in Bangladesh, outline name and roles of the main political parties, because now it is the current conflict in Bangladesh. So I said I didn't even I put Bangladesh as filtered from only 1 week, from 4th of August to today, and for including all sources. So it's really just understands your question. First, it filters the knowledge base based on this filters, and it has now it has a smaller source space. Plus, it changes the question into a vector space, and all the knowledge base is in the like a vector form. And then it's the information retrieval system compares the questions with the knowledge base from the limited selected knowledge base, and gives you the first 15 highest ranked documents. And it gives these excerpts, these chunks to the LLM, and LLM creates the answer. Please note that LLM doesn't create the question. It is the information retrieval model, the RAG system, retrieval augment generations model. So when we ask the question, it really understands, okay, you ask about the name and roles of the political parties, and here are the political parties and their roles and what happened with them. So what you do is now, in order to get the highest explainability, to see, okay, these are the sources that make this answer. So if you want, you can go one by one to really understand whether it is accurate, consistent in the answers. And based on our test result, actually, it is we don't have hallucinations, and it is accurate. However, there, like for example, there can be some feedback that okay, with even more detailed information. This is not detailed. But if you see that there is no detailed information, you can always use the follow-up, because in the follow-up, um, you will go deeper and deeper into just into the conflict, into the disaster. For example, we ask about the Bangladesh situation, and then we go deeper. Okay, what are the main needs of Rohingya refugees? So for each shelter, it gives the needs. So here it is, and it makes it based on the more relief based, for example, relief web pages. Like also you see the recent ones, June, July, the recent possible that it has. Um, and for example, in the current political political party question, the sources are more like news, or less relief, because you will see that there are less reports. So there's a tendency that if something is very new, you get the information more on the news. And even if you don't put any filter, but put the name and the date in the question, you also the retrieval system will understand and give you the answer based on that. For example, another one is, for example, you are a Bosch advisor and you want to learn the current rates in North Kivu for what sound for IDPs and how many IDPs are located there. So it gives you the context on the like how many water is available for each location based on the reports, based on the news. And then you go further deeper. What are the standards for Watson? It based on sphere guidelines. List the key indicators. It goes to the sphere guidelines and gives you the it compares the question with the knowledge base, and this gives you the answer with the highest similarity. And also, then, for example, the Bosch advisor wants to relate this current situation with sphere standards and whether there are any indicators in these counts. And it goes really, it gives the context and it gives also the sphere standards. So it really makes relation, it understands your question, and it goes really both standards, knowledge hub that is filtered by your choice and gives you the related question. And then also even you can ask about suggestions, actions, but please note that there is no analysis currently in Gannet. It is pure retrieval system. So if your question is not inside the knowledge base, it will say that this information is not there because it doesn't make any calculations, it doesn't make any analysis, it just compares your question with the available knowledge base. So yeah, this is like how it goes. But yeah, also this session's main idea is to really understand your challenges. So please just welcome, like if you have any questions, any feedback, which we are like happy to improve Gannet based on that. Yes, maybe I can go through the questions from the just chat. So, okay, can we ask for citations links to the within the answer? Actually, yes, we are working on it. Currently, we just give the citations at the end. But now, one of the feedback was that also from the beta users. So we will add the factual information, like all the excerpt information that we get from the source, and then we give in citation. So this we are working on it. And health current is the knowledge base. Actually, it is updated 3 times a day, so it is up to date. It's not real time because also we don't real time that much, but that we updated 3 times a day to really respond also time difference and to be able to have the as much as up to date information. Yes, Guillaume, if you want, you can just like also ask. If you want, you can just raise your hands and like I don't know, just open your mic and ask it. I think it will be much easier. Um, um, Maybe Guillaume, if you want to.
Yes, thank you.
Online.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, and I'm figuring maybe easier to speak. So I was 2 questions very quickly. One is can you tell us a bit more about dashboards and alerts you mentioned in the beginning as like future features? And then the next one is, do you have plans to sort of make these, let's say, usable over APIs, like how to integrate with Gannet, basically? Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. So yeah, for the dashboard, like what's for the dashboard and alerting. Actually now we have a use case. We have a project that is using Gannet for producing for producing analytical reports like situation assess, like situation straps or assessment assessment reports for local organizations. So in this use case, we are producing like a dashboard or a kind of a standard automated military report, with the use of Gannet's information retrieval system. So this will be the more like a static. I mean, like what is static? If the design will be static, the questions that will create the dashboard will be static. But the data will be updated 3 times a day as Gannet is updated. So this is the dashboard that we are going. And also we will be able to put all the sources, links in the map. And the alerting part is a little bit different than the dashboard, which is actually more on risk analysis and predictive algorithms. So it will happen more later, much later in the roadmap, and depending on the use case. Because, for example, if the with Gannet now you can retrieve the current context, and maybe you can see like the user can give some thresholds, some alerting levels, and if we see that the current level is more or less than this threshold, maybe we can alert. Or if there is an event defined by the user, we can give you an alert. So that's one thing. Also, I think HDX has developed the Signal, like the product called Signal. So this is more on like, okay, user defines a kind of a threshold or what they want to get, like what they want to receive alert on. And like that we can compare the current context with the with the threshold, or we can also combine it with the predictive algorithm. So that's one. And the API part is actually, yes, currently we don't have API, but also with this current dashboard use case, we are planning to have an internal API that uses the outcomes of Gannet in producing dashboard in a more external platform. But for the different APIs, such as using the knowledge base, it will depend on the use case. So now, because we are in the MVP, and we have limited resources for development. Our strategy is also to really develop Gannet per user's needs and per user's objective, I would say. But I don't know if I answered you sufficiently. Please let me know.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Bianca. And also, like, I don't know, Nico, Ahmed, Arun, like, just please feel free also to jump in if you want to add anything extra. Or like, don't just. And I don't know if anyone wants to share any questions. Then before I go to the general questions.
I can ask maybe.
Please, everyone.
It's also asked like in the chat. I have a similar question in terms of the tests. Like, I think it should be quite straightforward because this is qualitative data, and what we generally do with that is just compiling what is available out there, right? That's what we do in terms of analysis also. So did you do that? Did you have a chance, for example, with specific information? Let's say this is an IFRC report. They used all these resources, and this is the report they came up with. So you have that already, and compare that with the questions and answers to Gannet, and then see how well a manual approach matches to what this platform provides. So did you do those kind of tests, and also how similar it is in that sense to how well ChatGPT performs? Because you can do something similar with that now, right? Because you can upload documents and ask questions to that as well. I know it's not like, so what is the I guess added value of having this platform to ChatGPT in that? And did you happen to check and compare how well the two performs?
Yes, thank you, Ebru. Actually, yeah, currently we are doing the performance evaluation through the users. For example, like actually our team first before the MVP release, we tested ourselves. What we did is actually a little bit different than document searching, because this is more like an information searching through like hundreds or tens thousands of documents. So it's a little bit different uploading and searching for information of single document or of documents. So that's one added value. But what we did is to compare the retrieved information, the factual information, with the uh, resources that Gannet provides at the end. So, like, if it says that okay, 86% of the population is with food security with IPC level, I don't know, 5. Too much, but yeah, just an example. Then we go through these documents one by one, and then see that if this information is there. And actually, we did this. Also, our analysts did this with like Hurricane Mariel or like Mariel or for Sudan case. And yes, we didn't encounter any hallucinations at this level. But as a next level, what we will do is to have a more automated, continuous, quantitative performance monitoring, which is like through like models like Ragas, which is more like based on information retrieval system. What it does is to create question and answer sets, and and it provides like uses like LLMs and compares answer from here with the answer with the LLM, like automated questions, or we can provide our own question and answer system. And we are also defined by our analysts set of questions, and they will also create a kind of question and answer data set to really understand the like accuracy of it. But so far, we don't have any factual information that is not accurate. The only thing that we have actually from feedback as well is the detail of information, but it is also due to LLM's contextual limitations. So now we are also exploring different LLMs like Cloud 3.5, which gives even deeper information. So it is not about falsified or not accurate information, but also detail of information, which we can successfully improve it through changing the LLM. And also our team here, Nico and Ahmed is here. They are working on a different like event extraction model, also to have more faster and limited search space where we can use the contextual limitation of the LLM in a much better way. So that's the idea. Please, Ebru.
Yeah, as a follow-up, so I'm curious. Let's say there is one information that is, for example, number of affected people that changes, that may change over time, and also that may be captured differently by different reports. So does it report everything, or does it choose? How does it work?
Yes, actually, like for example, if you ask about the factual information month by one, month by month, then it gives you the per time, per temporal period, what is the like answer. For example, if you say in January the IPC like percentage of people at IPC level is this, like next month is this, the other month is this, so it's approaches per like temp like per time of publishing. And like also Ahmed improved a lot of ways. So please, Ahmed, also jump in to explain this. And also just as the second one, I'm sorry, I missed it.
So it basically gives you chronologically then everything.
Yes, yes, it's just classify groups the information because we captured this based on our based on the feedback. Um, uh, Sorry, based on the feedback from the analyst using the Hurricane Beryl use case. But they said that it is very general, like for example, it doesn't give updates. So actually, our team has developed this more temporal group. So this really also works, and it gives you more just like grouped information. And the other question was if there are different tags,
Yeah.
how does Gannet work? Actually, I asked this to Gannet itself, and then because it's like a very like also like sometimes you are surprised like how it works. It's intelligent and it says actually, and I also verified this. When there are different information, it gives what is mostly frequent, it is most frequently stated. But if you ask to it, like, okay, what are other figures that are stated by which sources, then it also gives you that. So it is very closely related to your question. So you can ask also, like, okay, this, what are different facts about this information, and it gives you everything. So it's really closely related. But currently, it gives the high, most frequently stated one. But also, of course, it can be changed based on validation and reliability.
Thank you.
Thanks to you, everyone. And I'm just trying to see if there are any more questions. And okay, also, Ebru, you asked about how this is different from ChatGPT. Actually, this ChatGPT is more like pure like large language model. Um, because it's really like the question, the answer part is done by the GPT model. So that's one, which is prone to hallucinations, and also it is not really based on your own selected database. So you can maybe upload one or two documents, but like all the vast amount of information that they have is like a kind of a closed box. So it decides to choose which information it wants to give. But here with Gannet, as organizations, you are the decision makers also, which sources that you want to add. You can add your internal resources because we will add privacy access controls in our systems for the internal documentation. And you can also add, okay, I want to explore this this news. I want to explore this like like I don't know social accounts, this Facebook account. In this way, Gannet gives more factual, more humanitarian like information. We actually compared ChatGPT and Perplexity and Float results, and we see that they give more high level, very general information, like a better version of Google in a like a response base. But Gannet gives more like an humanitarian analyst because like we get the LLM's understanding of humanitarian knowledge, plus we give it itself the whole information that is relevant to the question. So then it makes it much more valuable and different and efficient than the current LLM-based solutions without trading, actually without trading the LLM with humanitarian, which is like very resourceful and costly.
Yeah, thanks, Drea. I would just want to add something. We all know that LLMs is just like tools. Let's consider it, for example, an UI for the application, but the secret sauce behind all of this is the backend, the data pipeline, which is what we are, or what we have different from ChatGPT or anything. We can provide simple articles to an LLM and get some answers, but what we are talking about here is a complex event, right? So humanitarian data is very complex. There is multiple affected entities, multiple affected regions. The example that you mentioned, conflict sources or aggregation of the data. For example, article yesterday published X number of deaths, but news today there is another number. So how we can aggregate all of this, keep tracking of the data. This is where we focus and where we try to improve Gannet, not just because the LLM can read some articles and answers, no, but it can have knowledge and the tracking of the event itself, what happens in this region, what is the situation now compared to 3 months ago, or some of these examples. So it's all in the data pipeline, where I would say, and the retriever system, like 80% of the work. And then the LLMs is just as we know it. We can provide agents, we can provide answer, chatbot, and all of this, but still, if we didn't provide a good retrieval system, event tracking, and good data pipeline which captures all these aspects, then it will be no much different than just providing simple articles. So this is a difference.
Like, do you have any feedback from your current use in terms of user experience, in terms of accuracy, or like what you are missing in Gannet that you need the most? So that would be so valuable to understand.
Are you asking us?
Yes, exactly. Like, if any of you has any feedback on the
I
what are
haven't tested it, but it's in my short-term plans. Right now, especially with the hurricane, now we have a project. We do produce reports, so there is a good opportunity now that I could do that. Yeah, then after doing that, I guess I can provide written feedback. But from just a conversation now, I think eventually what would help is maybe somewhere available like these assumptions that the system makes, just like you explained, for example, when it picks a number, how does it pick that? Just having these information somewhere available would be really helpful, I think, because then I know, okay, it's picking this number because it's the mostly mentioned number. Then I would know, okay, maybe I should ask more questions to make sure because there are other numbers out there, because that's one of the issues we have whenever we produce these reports. And another one would be helpful is maybe like, I imagine there is already the system already knows what the main concepts that we use in humanitarian sector, right? I mean, if I ask it, what is the humanitarian conditions in this crisis versus what is the humanitarian profile, it should be able to differentiate the two, I imagine. If that's the case, if there was like a code book, or I don't know, like a reference to these definitions, that would be really again another supporting tool for the users for data analysis that could be helpful. I already mentioned, and I guess it's already in your roadmap, is just being able to add PDFs sometimes. Because what happens is sometimes there are academic documents, for example, that you can only access in a PDF form because the link wouldn't work. You would need to first download it and then use it. So that would be also helpful, I think. But yeah, I can give more detailed feedback once and I can see this could be really very useful, effective, efficient way of doing analysis. And there's a lot of potential I see. Yeah. Thank you.
Improvement always, and yeah, just like once you use it, like also we can arrange like one-to-one feedback session for sure to understand the needs. And as you said, like we will soon have a web page on Gannet where we will explain the methodology, resources, and user guidelines. So it is coming, so you can see like how model works, how these assumptions are made. That's one. And thank you also for the like the other feedbacks. Like I'm maybe working on multi-agent model. So also like okay, as a humanitarian analyst, like whether it will create a report or it will just give contextual information or like a kind of event tracker. So for different goals, it will perform differently. For now, it's like working on a single prompt, but we will develop more like a multi-agent system. And thanks a lot for your feedback. And I don't know if there is, are there any?
This is Dyson. Just to Dyson from Save the Children in Gaza now. Just to mention that I think Nicola might have known her. She has tried the system, and the information that came out was very useful, and we are interested to explore more and see how that would help us in terms of like extracting this needs assessment or information that needs to be used for our response. That's what I'm asking for the user account so that I can also do much exploration and to settle the idea of my my team. And like there's a lot of interest. We are looking forward to partner or to use this model so that we can be able to get real-time information that could be used for response that we are responding to. Thank you.
Thank you, Dyson. So like if you can just register, sign up here, or just provide, or you already provided your email.
Yeah, I would jump in. I just saw Dyson's request, so I think I can update you shortly on the user details. Thank you, Dyson, for your patience.
Thank you, Dyson, for your interest, and we are looking forward also to your feedback because it's actually really interesting to really produce the assessments and situation report. So looking forward to your feedback, and please let us know if you don't receive the account in these days. And yeah, just like I don't know if there are any more questions, so I can go into some questions that we didn't answer. Sure. Okay, so one of the questions was to really to integrate data from HDX for visualization trends. Actually, we are only currently working on qualitative data, but also integrated quantitative data is in our feedback, in our roadmap. Actually, we can either do this as a separate data set or integrate it with qualitative data, but currently it is qualitative data and it will be added. And for our sources ranked for credibility, yes, also this will be tackled in our new projects on Sudan that will use Gannet. Actually, this knowledge hub that you are using, you are testing, is built from validated and reliable humanitarian information platforms. But now we are also adding local sources and social media, but we will only add once it is validated by the local organization. And also we will get more feedback on, okay, what we are missing in the knowledge base, or if they see any information that they think that it is not reliable, then they will say that, okay, it's not reliable. So then maybe we will put some kind of indicator or a flag for that. And also, of course, adding a wider variety of local news, like and social media with credible system is in our near term, also near term, like the last quarter of the 2024. And actually, this one is already answered by Ebru's question. Actually, Gannet is different from other LLMs by this retrieval augmented generation model, because it's like 80% like information retrieval model, where the LLMs are more like using language, natural language understanding with their general knowledge bases. But we are more humanitarian knowledge base, and we only use LLM just to create the response, not to retrieve the response. Actually, okay, what happened? I need to go to the other questions. Yes, sorry. So I just wanted to explain the techniques, but better if you are interested, like we can go back. Then we're gonna be generally available. As we said, we are now done with the beta user testing, but we are very interested in having more feedback sessions with you, maybe one by one if you're interested. But we will be generally available within 2 weeks, with still limited query quota, which is 20 queries per day, until we have the subscription model. But yeah, we are within 2 weeks when we are ready. We are going general, not beta, only beta users, but general users. And then one of the questions asked about how do you plan to use this tool in addition to Deep, whether they are independent. Actually, Deep and Gannet are quite different. Because as you know, Deep is more focused on secondary data analysis for humanitarian analysis with analysis framework. So the texts are labeled, selected one by one, and they are analyzed, labeled based on the analysis frameworks. And there is no information retrieval. It is more like a manual, semi-manual job, but based on analysis. So very niche. But for Gannet, what we aim is to really have an information retrieval system to learn, to help humanitarians to understand the needs, to understand like any question, to really to respond any question that they want, to ask on any like context, any conflict that we have. So it is more general. Like as we said, even wash officer can use it, logistician can use it, a country or country director can use it, or international office, cluster office can use it, and the analyst can use it. But Deep is niche. But maybe Deep can use Gannet, like the outcome. Who knows? So that they can complement each other. But for sure, they are not substituting each other. And what are the testing results? As we said, like some of the answers, some of the feedbacks are user-friendly, easy to use, and there are not no hallucinations, as we saw so far. Like when we were testing, maybe there were some, not only factual, but it was creating at the end like more information. But then also it has been improved to minimize that, to just prevent that. And with accuracy and consistency, one of the ones, as we said, like update challenge, sharing more general solutions. Also, it's improved by our team, by the like per publication grouping, and then it gives, for example, like answers in a more, not in a general context, but more incremental, I would say, incremental context. And API we already answered. And error rate also we already, and the bias, like how the bias is addressed. Actually, like we use currently validated reliable information systems, and we will we also now starting to include diverse local resources and validated social media accounts. So this already, like having the diverse local sources and validated social media accounts from local agencies already gives us more diversified information, which also minimizes bias. And also we will further develop bias mitigation techniques, either maybe augmenting the data set or like having more human in the loop part. For example, in one of the projects that we envision, if it is funded, we will have a forum maybe to really have the users of specific needs to validate, to put feedback on Gannet's outcomes, and then we get feedback based on that. So I think that's it. I don't know if you have any further questions and feedbacks. Oh, okay, Paul, if you can share with us your mail, actually here, maybe Paul, you can get it from our registration. We will give you also access, and having education to NGO cooperative will be very actually valuable. Thanks for that. And if there are any, I'm just looking if there are any missing questions, but I think answered. So thank you all for coming. So and then just we are always available via mail, via like if you can ask for a call to understand your needs. And thanks for your interest. And anytime we are available, and we will be continuously developing based on your feedback. And thank you. Okay, I got your mail. Bye. Have a good day.